Here's the trick right here. You take the flat end of the brush, you spread this out using cross-grain method like this. We're distributing the finish, blending everything together. I know this seems weird. It seems counterproductive, but I found this to be the most effective way to get an even finish. Hey everybody, Kevin here. Welcome back to another episode of Woodworking with Mr. Kevin. That's me. Today I'm going to show you a trick how to be drip free when putting on oil-based spar varnish or polyurethane or lacquer or water-based polyurethane, doesn't matter. That all works the same damn way. You can see right here I have a four-sided column, also has brackets for this hot tub storage unit I'm working on. And this all has to be finished before I assemble the whole freaking thing. This is my third coat on the inside, and I'm about to put another coat on the outside here. I want to show you how to make no drips. No drips with brushing. Yeah, so if you're going to brush on finish, this is the way you should do it. So there's other videos up here that you could watch. Also shows the same damn technique. But if you can look at these sides here, freaking smooth, right? Glass smooth, brushed on. I didn't spray this. Kind of looks like I did, but I didn't. And this is the third coat we're putting on here. I've already used this brush, so it's already primed up. Usually what I do is like come down here about 5/8 of an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch, and dip it several times until you get the brush to feel nice and loose. Okay, with spar varnish like this, it dries pretty quickly, and if it's sticky at all, feels sticky when you're doing this, you got to condition the brush until it feels smooth and not sticky. It might take 5 or 6 times to do it. So we dip it in about 3/4 of an inch, wipe off one side. I'm going to come with a flat brush, start out about 6 or 7 inches away from the end, and we're going to brush it till there's no dry spots. Okay, I'm going to dip this back in again. Same thing, wipe one end off. Start here and work our way out till there's no dry spots. Can you see right here? There's a dry spot. Cross grain until that's gone. Then we're going to come lightly brushed and pull to the end. Always work your way off the end. Doing this, it's off the end. Now here's the trick right here. You take the flat end of the brush on a slight angle and wipe the edges. That will keep any slop from falling over the ends. Okay, it won't drip, or at least it'll reduce the dripping. All right, that was a thick ass coat right there is what that was. Holy cow. I'm gonna do the same here now. I'm just gonna work my way across here. So I'm brushing in about 8 inches at a time. Lightly brush into the finish. Okay, I'm gonna dry that off a little bit. We're gonna wipe the edge. Okay, I'm going to continue to move up here. Super smooth back here. You might get some air bubbles. Those all kind of blend in later. All right, 6 to 8 inches up, halfway across. Okay, no dry spots. That's the key, no dry spots. Wipe off one side. And that actually spreads the finish uniformly. Light brush strokes, super light. Wipe the ends off. Just like that. You're trying to distribute the finish evenly. Look for any dry spots. Once there's no dry spots, cross grain and you pull lightly. Dry the brush off a little bit, wipe. Now let's see how this is going to look. See if we have any runs. Flip it over on its side. No runs, no drips, no errors. Let's do the other side, and then we have to flip this around so we can paint that face right there. See that? It's not dripping down the face. That little weird brush movement with the edge of the brush really helps. I always tend to go from right to left. It's just more comfortable. I sanded this with 320 and then with a gray 3M pad. If you think you have too much finish on your brush, just wipe it off here. Super light. Be like Bob Ross here in a minute. It's just gonna be wonderful, boys and girls. Always good to have a dry side on your brush. You can look down this edge here and into the light. Should never have light from above. It needs to be like down below, like these two lights are. That way you can just tilt your head down and see what you're doing. Let's see if I can zoom out here. Poop, that's the wrong way. All right, there's one dry spot right here. I can see it. Okay, and that's how I'm going to fix it. Cross grain, pull. It will blend in. Now's the time to find any spots you missed. Here's like a little one here too. Cross grain, lightly pull. And it looks like it's got dust on it, but that's okay because there'll be bugs in it probably by the time this thing's over. So there, it's pretty good. Look at that. Let's see where it is. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna go grab another one. All right, so we did this yesterday. So this was done in 3 steps. So this side, and this flat spot here. And look how shiny that is. Then once that was on there, we did this side, the center, and this face here, and this one. We flipped it over on its side and did this face here and this face here. And that was these 2 sides here. See, that's all brushed on there. You can do the same, it just takes a little practice. And there's no drips, runs, there's no errors. And here's the side that didn't get finished yesterday. We just sanded the whole thing. It's been sanded with 320 and a gray 3M pad. Scotch-Brite gray 3M pad. They're usually bigger than this. I cut them into little squares like this because it's more handy dandy. I've seen a lot of videos that show you the proper technique and how to do all this stuff. If you invent your own, that's your proper technique. Okay, we have our lights low. You can almost see where this light is. It's on an angle facing down this way. So if you had your choice between a light up here like this and a light like this or sideways like that, facing you preferably like this, that's the best way to go. When it's up here, you can't really see dry spots. So down here is good. Pointing at you is good, especially if you're doing a huge section. But it's always good to have one of these little lights around. It'll help you check, see if you've missed anywhere. This brush has been sitting for a few minutes. I'm just gonna recondition it so it's all nice and slippery. Okay, we got about 3/4 of an inch of finish on there. Dried the one side off completely. And we're gonna go up about 5 inches, come all the way down to the bottom. Go back up through the whole pile and go up to about 8 or 9, 10 inches. And I'm doing it really fast, so you're gonna see a lot of air bubbles. They'll leave. I know this seems weird. It seems counterproductive, but I found this to be the most effective way to get an even finish. And what I mean by that is it's the same thickness all the way through, and you're not going to have one section still wet 3 hours later because it's super thick, and the other side's, 3/4 of the way dry because it's thinner. When you spread this out using cross grain method like this, all right, we're distributing the finish one side as far out as we can, and this side, kind of blending everything together, making it about as smooth as possibly can. Wipe this off, cut that like this. Like I said, you can do that at any time. You can do it after you do this. Barely put any pressure on here and just slightly brush that in. You just want to get that feathered in there as smooth as possible. Here we go, we got the end to do. We come off the bottom slightly. Drag it off the end and take some more of that finish off of there, and then we're just going to come up here and pull. There we go. I'm just going to wipe this down one more time. All right, and that's it. Smooth. And this side here, same thing. Nice, glassy. All right, there's this side. No runs. The edge has no runs. This side has no runs. That side, there it is. It's just that simple. All right. And that's it. And stay tuned. We're going to talk about the difference between oil-based polyurethane and oil-based Spar varnish. There's a little bit of a difference. I'll explain that to you in 1 second. Oh, I don't know where the damn thing is. Hold on. Oh, There it is. All right, you guys ready? So oil-based polyurethane is really good for high traffic areas like floors. It's very durable, it's harder, but it has a tendency to yellow. Turn yellow, crack, and do all sorts of crazy things. Where the marine grade Spar varnish is a little bit more oily, more flexible. UV resistant is way better. It's actually made to expand and contract, so that's why they use it on boats. Exterior polyurethane, like oil-based polyurethane, I wouldn't leave it out in the rain because it gets destroyed. Hot, cold, the expansion and contraction will make the interior crack. It will yellow, it'll flake off, it'll do all sorts of things. Where the Spar varnish is basically more flexible, more UV rated, and it's made to actually expand and contract. That's why you have to put more coats on it. They're thinner, they dry faster. 3 coats of polyurethane is like probably 6 or 8 coats of Spar varnish. Exterior polyurethane I would use in a house, like on staircase, which I've used many times. It'll have a little bit of UV blocking in it. It's more durable as a floor finish than it is for something outside. Here, let's read what the Google says. It says, oil-based exterior polyurethanes is a durable, hard finish for high water areas. Wow. While oil-based marine-grade Spar varnish is more flexible finish, designed to expand and contract with severe weather. So if you use oil-based exterior, I would use it in the house and not outside. So if you're gonna make a rocking chair that goes outside, put marine grade Spar varnish on it, make an extra coat, it takes a little longer, it'll be all right. It'll last longer. Marine varnish has superior UV protection, durability for direct sunlight and water, so it can get rained on. Whereas polyurethane can turn yellow, crack, or peel in extreme conditions. Yeah, so use it in the house. Use the exterior oil-based polyurethane in the house where it's safe. Don't put it outside where it's going to get in the sun and get watered on because it won't work out so well. Let's see what else it says here. The key difference: flexibility and weathering. Marine Spar varnish is designed with a high oil content and remains pliable and accommodates wood with expansion and contraction, making it superior for boats, doors, severe UV moisture exposure. While exterior polyurethane is harder and more brittle, suitable for outdoor furniture but prone to cracking. Marine varnishes provides a warmer, more amber, deep glossier look, which it does. Polyurethane can look more plasticky, and which it does. If you're going to build something that goes outside, that sits in direct sun, that gets rained on, snowed on, and gets hotter than hell, use the Spar varnish, marine grade Spar varnish. If you're going to use exterior oil-based polyurethane, make sure it stays in the house. All right, everybody, well, there you go. Now you know what I know. Now it's up to you just to practice. You got to practice, get it done. Hope that helps somebody. If you have any questions, comments, please do so below, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and you have an awesome day.
Subscribe now.